Hello there, I'm Miran and I hope this video will help you solve throttling problems with Skylake and Iris graphics. This guide will work on Intel 6th generation Skylake mobile processors and above. The ultra-low voltage processors are power limited by BIOS or by operating systems and also drivers. The Intel i7-6560 I have here in the Yoga 900. It is dual core, 4 threads with 4 megabit of cache and is clocked at 2.2 GHz with maximum turbo of 3.2 GHz for single core, like we see here, for single core and 3.1 for dual core. The ultrabook is Yoga 900, the second generation of the 900 with Iris graphics, 540 and 8 GB of RAM. You see here. This is Iris 540 and 8 GB of RAM. With the 500 GB SSD. What I will show you at this video, how undervolting, or how to undervolt and increase the CPU power will affect performance. The effect of increasing power, especially on the GPU, since Iris graphics use almost 13 to 14 watts if you open the power usage. So it's very power limited, like we can see here in GPU Z. Here we have the clocks and the power usage of GPU and memory usage. We start first by going into XTU. Intel Extreme Tuning Utility is official Intel utility that used to undervolt and increase the power usage of CPU. It's already pre-configured here in my device and I saved it. First, I have 100 millivolt undervolting for the CPU core offset. It's stable for me, 100 millivolt. Maybe you can do minus 90 millivolt or minus 110. It depends on the room temperature, also, and depends mostly on the quality of the CPU you have. Just ignore it. Here we have the two most power limits that Intel have in the Skylake. First one is the PLP power level 2. This is a max turbo power. This one is 25 watts and goes for like 25 seconds. Then after that it goes to the PL2. PL2 is the power of the CPU, which is 15 watt officially. But I increased it to 21 watts. But I encourage you to use external fan or not use it on a couch or something while playing game on after increasing the power, because it will heat up a lot and throttle, heat throttle. You see here I'm not using a fan, just put it on table. See the temperature, and it's no throttling, fortunately. The other problem is after you increase the power limit to 21 watts, you can see it, hardware info. This program is really useful to show you the average power usage and the minimum power that the processor got, and maximum power, minimum temperature, maximum temperature. Is very useful tool. I used it and I figured out that After the new Windows update, Microsoft is limiting you see here the power usage. The maximum CPU power is limited between 10 watts and 15 watts. It's not even giving all 15 watts. So it's a pity. If you have good cooling, you see here it's 25, been running for 25 hours. The maximum temperature is 87 since I played games. I can reset that. Okay. So now we have a PL1 limit, which is the processor power limit. Like now it's fluctuating. The current is fluctuating between 10 and 15. I don't know, after this last creators update, everything is I saw the performance is limited on this laptop. So I checked that the power is dropping and dipping to 10 watts, and if you play even simple game, it's gonna stutter a lot. So what I do, the only solution is that I found is you go to device manager here, and you see this driver, the Intel Dynamic Platform and Thermal Framework. Only just delete this one. The second one is the Dynamic Platform and Thermal Framework. I don't know, they may put some sensor under the keyboard that they don't want you to feel the heat of the processor, so they are limiting the performance to 10 watts of the 15 watt processor, and that's not fair. So you see, when you delete this and uninstall it, by the way, this driver will just reinstall itself if you press the refresh button here, or you see, if I delete the driver, I just press the refresh, it will come back to me. If I delete it again, and I will not press the refresh this time I will stay not installed, but after each sleep, if you put the computer to sleep, restart the computer, the driver will reinstall itself. I don't know, this new Windows policy is just bothering me. Sometimes it installs driver by itself and I got blue screens. After that I figure out that this Intel Rapid Storage driver was doing the blue screens for me. So let us check now. The power limit stays at 10 watts. So we should increase it from the Intel XTU to 21 watts. No, this one 20. Okay, 21 watts. I also decreased the graphic voltage to minus 45 millivolt. This is stable for me. We can see now the power limit 1 is increased to 21 watts and no longer fluctuating. I can use the prime. Where is the prime? Okay, now I can show you this prime 95. Have small FTT. Okay, you can see the processor is at 3.1 mostly. So what's happening here? Yes, 3.1, but now with throttling. The temperature is high because I am not using a fan. and let's see, 17 watts of power, 21 watts of package power. So it's not throttling to 10 watts right now. Yes, it's throttling because not using a fan, and it's very hot. This test is just too powerful for not using a fan on ultrabook. External fan, USB fan. Okay, so now we have the power level 1 is 21 watts. So don't afraid if the CPU is gonna overheat, it will just throttle because of overheating. If you delete one of the drivers, not two of them, one of them just gonna throttle. You see here the CPU is using 14 watts of power. If I increase the CPU voltage back to normal, you can see it use more power. This minus 100 millivolt, I'll increase it to 0, which is the default voltage. You see now it's hovering about 15 watts. If I increase it to default, should be increased to it's not working this. Yes. Okay. Anyway, this how to solve the power limit problem for the mobile Skylake processors. Just get back to 100 minus 100 millivolt. You saw my videos about how play Battlefield 4 on this particular unit, and Battlefield 1 is not that smooth but also playable, but Battlefield 4 is very smooth, very playable. I also play League of Legends most of the time on this ultrabook. So this was my problem with the latest Windows update. By removing this driver, you see it not here, just refresh it, you will see the power limit dropping back. This is the minimum here. You can see it still 21 watts. If you just refresh the driver, it will drop back to 10 watts. You see the power limit dropping back to 10 watts. It's just protecting your laptop from overheating, but also you have this one. If you don't delete it, the thermal framework manager is just gonna throttle the processor if it's arrive in the 90s centigrades. But this one will just throttle it because of just heating your lap. If you put the ultrabook on your lap and you work it hard, it's just gonna heat. And this one, I think, just helping that. So if you are putting a fan on your ultrabook and use it for gaming, this will just drop the frames and make your experience not very good. So I hope you enjoyed this video helping you. These programs, you can find it, this cpuz from cpuid.com. The tech power up is from the GPU-Z is from techpowerup.com, and the XTU is from Intel website. This extreme XTU is from Intel website. One point is I forgot to tell you that how power limiting is affecting the GPU performance. Okay, I have it installed. OCCT. Okay. OCC. Yes, I have it installed. This one is also test your stability. I'm gonna use it for just the graphic card text testing. Okay, thank you. The GPU 3D frame limits 100. Don't have anything. This video recorder is using most of the CPU here. So I will start this. You can see the frame rates like 26, 27, yes, 27. The processor is hovering between 2.2 and now it's dipped to 18 frames per second. You can see the CPU power on this one. Sorry, we can see the power limit is 10 watts and surely limited, and the temp is hovering between 15 and 10 watts, and the frames are 18 frames per second. So I'm gonna delete the driver again, but if I wait for it to go to 15 watts then delete it, so it will stay on 15 watts without. Come on, back to 15 watts. Oh, no, yes. Okay. So I deleted the driver while it's on 15 watts. You see it stayed on 15 watts, still 19 frames per second. So I will increase the power little, not to 21 watts. See, the processor is like 2.8. If I increase the power to 17 watts, it's 2.9. The CPU is working 2.9. The frames 30, almost 30 frames per second. See, the power usage is 17 watts and the temperature is 80, 81. The frames are hovering between 28, 29. So I'm going to decrease the power now to 10 watts. You see the frames. Okay, still 27, 20, 30. That's impossible. Okay, there's something limiting the GPU while recording, unfortunately. It's limited at 450. So in real world, if you increase the power, it will go up to 950. The GPU, it will go up to 950. But if it's gonna throttle to 10 watts, it will go up to this frequency, maybe 400, 450. So you get half the performance from your GPU, integrated GPU. So now you see 10 watts, 1.4 gigahertz, the processor. 15 watts, 2.5, 2.7. 17 watts safe without fan, using fan. Oh, you see 3 gigahertz, 3.1 gigahertz, almost the full speed of the processor. I'm now using recording video and playing this graphic GPU test. Unfortunately, the GPU while recording is only 450. It's not going to 950 or 1000 megahertz that's supposed to. But you see the power usage of the GPU is almost 5 watts. If it goes to 950, it will use 13 to 15 watts of power. So I hope this video helps you, and thanks for watching.